Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Keisya Adzra from Satu Kota Pekalongan. I want to tell a story. The title is Little Red Riding Hood. Once upon a time, there was a lovely little girl called Little Red Riding Hood. She had this name because her grandma gave her a little red hood, and she wore it every day. Her grandmother loved her very much. One day, her mother said to her, "Little Red Riding Hood, can you please take this basket over to your grandma? And don't talk to the strangers, okay?" "I will not talk to strangers, Mama. I promise." "Be careful on the way and do not leave the path." "Don't worry, Mama. I'll be careful," said Little Red Riding Hood to her mother. And she out on the way to her grandmother's house. While she was walking in the forest, she was singing a song. "I'm a little Red Riding Hood, Red Riding Hood, Red Riding Hood. I'm a little Red Riding Hood, walking in the forest." Her grandmother lived in the village on the other side of the wood. As Little Red Riding Hood entered the wood, the big bad wolf met her. She had never seen the wolf before, so she didn't know they were dangerous. The big bad wolf asked her, "Hey, where are you going?" Little Red Riding Hood forgot the promise, and she talked to the big bad wolf. "I'm going to my grandmother's house." "Where does she live?" "She lives in the village on the other side of the wood over there." "Ah, it's the first house in the village," replied Little Red Riding Hood. "I'm a little Red Riding Hood, Red Riding Hood, Red Riding Hood." The big bad wolf walks next to Little Red Riding Hood. And then he said, "Hey, look at those pretty flowers. Why don't you pick some for your grandma?" Little Red Riding Hood looked and saw all pretty flowers. She ran off the path and started picking a bunch of flowers for her grandmother. Meanwhile, the big bad wolf ran straight to grandmother's house and knocked on the door. Who's there?" "Little Red Riding Hood," said the big bad wolf. "I have some food for you. Please open the door." Grandmother opened the door, and the big bad wolf quickly jumped in and pushed grandmother into the closet. "Help! Help! Please let me out!" cried grandmother. "Shh! Be quiet and stay in the closet." The big bad wolf put on grandmother's dress, cap, and glasses, and got into grandmother's bed. After Little Red Riding Hood had picked a big bunch of flowers, She finally arrived at grandmother's house. She saw the open door and called out, "Grandma, Grandma, good morning." There was no answer. She slowly went into the bathroom and looked at grandmother lying in bed, looking very strange. "Ah, Grandma," she said, "what big ears you have?" "Huh? Ah, all the better to hear you eat, my child," was the reply. "But Grandma, what big eyes you have?" "Huh? Ah, all the better to see you eat, my dear," said the big bad wolf. But Grandma, what large hands you have?" "Huh? Ah, all the better to hug you eat." But Grandma, what terrible big mouth you have?" "Ah, all the better to eat you with." The big bad wolf jumped out of bed and wanted to eat Little Red Riding Hood. She shouted loudly and tried to run away. And she shouted, "Help! Help! Please help! Help! Somebody help!" Just then, a hunter was passing the house. He heard Little Red Riding Hood's cry and went into the house. "Hey, wolf, go away," said the hunter. He pulled out his bow and shot the big bad wolf. The big bad wolf ran away. And Little Red Riding Hood and her grandmother lived happily ever after. Okay, what can we learn from the story? You must never trust strangers. Even the very friendly strangers may have very bad intentions. Okay, thank you very much for listening to my story. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.